Okay. Good morning, one and all. In last lecture, we have completed. Last point we have completed, that was the related to the measuring instrument like a seismometer. That part we have finished. Magnitude of intensity and the intensity, magnitude of earthquake and intensity of earthquake. That points we have finished in the last lecture. In this lecture, we'll see what is the liquefaction and what are the factors related to the liquefaction. That point we'll see. That is the major point from this unit number 1. And after completing this point, our chapter 1 will be over here. Okay. So today we'll take the brief about the whole chapter and the last point, which is related to the liquefaction. That point also we will see. Okay. So what is this seismometer? Why we have to use this seismometer? What are the components of seismometer? Can you please tell me? कोण सांगू शकेल का? Why seismometer is used? Seismometer आपण काय यूज करतो? For what purposes? Anyone? ठीक है? Okay. I will tell you. First, we'll discuss about the principles of the seismometer, and after that we'll move towards the different component of seismometer. You see first the diagram. From this diagram, you understand there is a support system which is placed in the ground. Again, for the support system, there is a string is supported. A string is there. For this string, that pendulum bob is attached. After this pendulum bob, pen is attached to this pendulum bob, and after that there is a one rotating drum, and on that rotating drum there is a chart paper which is placed. You can see this chart paper is placed on this rotating drum. Okay, and this whole assembly is at the ground level only. Okay, this whole assembly is placed in the ground. For what purposes it is placed in the ground? For whenever the earthquake is occur, so at that earthquake, what will happen? There is a movement of the earth crust is happen. क्या होणार आहे त्यावेळेला movement होणार आहे कशाची अर्थची. Whenever the earth movement is occur, automatically our structure also getting vibrated. That already we know. Okay. तर या ठिकाणी जेव्हा मुवमेंट होणार आहे, ग्राउंड शेकिंग होणार आहे, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ग्राउंड शेकिंग दिस होल असेंब्ली इज ऑल्सो गोइंग टू बी मूव, and because of this whole assembly is going to be moved, at that depth, that string, that pendulum bob and the pen is also going to be moved, and whenever this sense will get to this rotating drum also, that is also going to be vibrate, and so that automatically that pen will be draw a graph on the chart paper, and whatever the graph which is drawn here, that graph is nothing but a seismograph. That graph is nothing but a seismograph. Okay, तर बघा तुम्हाला समजलं असेल. I hope. First one is there is a support system which is placed into the ground. That is the first point. Second thing is that whenever the ground shaking is occur, means earthquake is occur, at that time, because of this ground shaking, there is a movement will be occur, and because of this movement, automatically that pendulum bob which having the mass, so that it will be getting vibrated, it will be going to be vibrated, and pendulum bob, again pen is attached to the pendulum bob, and after that pen is again connected to the drawing paper, that is the chart paper, and the chart paper is placed on the drum, and whenever this movement is occur, ground shaking is occur, so based on this ground shaking, there is a graph is plotted on the chart paper, and that graph is nothing but a seismograph. Okay, and there is a seismograph. So in this way, this is some small information about the seismometer. So we'll see what are the components over here. There are three major components are here. One is the sensor, second one is the recorder, and third one is the timer. So what is the sensor? Sensors म्हणजे काय? It will get the sense. Okay, sense कुणाला होतं या ठिकाणी? There is a as whole assembly which having the movement काय होणार आहे त्या ठिकाणी होणार आहे. That is the sensors. Means earthquake जेव्हा earthquake मुळे जे काय ground shaking होणार आहे, because of this ground shaking there should be vibrations. Okay, because of these vibrations that whole assembly getting vibrated, and that is nothing but a sensors. Whole assembly will be come under the sensors. After that there is a recorder. So who will which component is recording over there? That pen and the chart paper. By using this pen on the chart paper, the graph is plotted, and that graph is nothing but a seismograph. And what is the timer? So in the drum there is a timer is provided, and the timer which will be calculate the time for the earthquake, at what time earthquake was start, at what time that earthquake was stopped. So this timing is measured by this timer only. So in this way, these three components are very important from this measurement instrument like a seismometer, with respect to sensors, with respect to the recorder, and with respect to the timer. And these are the three components. Okay. So in this way, this is a short introduction about the seismometer. Okay. This seismometer, if we apply, okay, if we apply the computer technology over there for this equipment like a seismometer, then there will be a graph. There will be we can go for the measurement of the magnitude, measurement of the displacement, velocity, and the acceleration with respect to the time. Means from that we can calculate the different terminologies which are related to the earthquake by using the computer technology. Okay, this we can calculate the forces also, earthquake forces also with this terminology. And if we apply the computer technology for this seismometer, okay, and after this we'll get such a types of the graphs from the computer technology. Acceleration with respect to time, velocity with respect to time, okay, again displacement with respect to the time. Such a types of the graphs will get from the uh, this seismometer when we apply the computer technology over here. So that is the information about the um, seismometer instrument, which will be helpful to us to understand about the earthquake with the recorder, with the sensor, and with the timer. So now we'll move towards the next point, and that is the last point from our subject, from our chapter 1, and that is the soil liquefaction. So we'll see what is the soil liquefaction in detail. Uh, okay, a phenomenon whereby a saturated or partially saturated soil substantially loses the strength and stiffness in response to an applied stress, usually earthquake shaking or other sudden change in stress condition, causing it to behave like a liquid is called as a soil liquefaction. Okay, sir, I will discuss you within a short period. Okay, what is this liquefaction? Okay, तर लिक्विफॅक्शन म्हणजे काय, नक्की लिक्विफॅक्शन ही कन्सेप्ट काय आहे? तर बघा, तर ऍट अ स्मॉलर डेप्थ, तुम्ही इन द जिओलॉजी सब्जेक्ट ऑल्सो यू हॅव लर्न, at a smaller depth there is also water is available, means water level is there. Okay, in the ground surface, in the earth crust, if water level is present at a smaller depth, then what will happen? समजा एक आपल्या थोड्याशा हाईट पर्यंत आपल्याला की डेप्थ पर्यंत जर आपल्याला काय मिळालं, वॉटर असेल, अवेलेबल असेल, वॉटर टेबल इज अवेलेबल ओव्हर देअर. Okay, and the earthquake is happened in that area. If earthquake is happened in that area, and because of this earthquake, ground shaking will be occur. त्या ठिकाणी काय होणार आहे? There will be a ground shaking and the ground movement will be occur. And because of this ground movement, well, what will be happen? Because of this ground movement, why this earthquake is occur? For the releases of energy from the earth crust towards the on the surface of the earth. आपल्याला काय करायचं, जी काही रॉक आहे त्यामध्ये जी काही एनर्जी स्टोअर करून ठेवलेली आहे, ती एनर्जी आहे ती बाहेर पडते इन टर्म्स ऑफ अर्थक्वेक. आणि त्यावेळेला जर त्या ठिकाणी जर ग्राउंड वॉटर टेबल इज अवेलेबल ओव्हर देअर, then what will happen? Because of this earthquake movement, because of this frequency of the earthquake, okay, तर त्या ठिकाणी काय होणार आहे, स्मॉलर डेप्थ वरचं जे वॉटर आहे that will be getting moved and that will become on the top of the surface of the earth in terms of mud. काय होणार आहे, तर जे छोट्या डेप्थ वरती जे काही वॉटर अवेलेबल आहे आणि त्या ठिकाणी जर अर्थक्वेक जर झाला विथ मेजर अर्थक्वेक मीन्स विथ हायर फ्रिक्वेन्सीज, तर त्यावेळेला काय होणार आहे, जी काही वेव्ज फॉर्म होणार आहेत तर त्या वेव्हच्या स्वरूपामध्ये जर हायर वेव्ज असतील, विथ हायर इंटेन्सिटी वेव्ज असतील, तर त्यावेळेला ऍट अ स्मॉलर डेप्थ वरचं जे काही वॉटर असेल, that water will be come on the surface of the earth crust in terms of what? In terms of mud. म्हणजे मातीच्या स्वरूपामध्ये, पाण्याच्या स्वरूपामध्ये ते पाणी काय करतं, आपल्या सरफेस वरती येऊन पसरलेलं आपल्याला दिसतं. आणि दॅट इज नथिंग बट अ लिक्विफॅक्शन. ही एक सिंपल डेफिनेशन आहे अबाउट द सॉइल लिक्विफॅक्शन. म्हणजे काय, सॉइल लिक्विफाय, जेव्हा सॉइल वॉटर टेबल अवेलेबल आहे त्या ग्राउंड मध्ये, तर त्यावेळेला त्या वॉटर टेबलच्या वरची किंवा खालची जी काही तुमची सॉइल असेल, which having the pressure or which having the strength to resist the water pressure, okay, which having the strength to resist the water pressure. But whenever the earthquake is occur, at that time what will happen, the because of this earthquake, that extra load is applied over there, and that's why the whatever the bearing capacity, whatever the resistivity of that soil is getting to be reduces, and so that there whatever that water pressure which will be come on the top of the surface of earth crust in terms of mud, and that is nothing but a soil liquefaction. तर त्यावेळेला काय होणार आहे, फर्स्ट टाइमला पूर्ण तुमची सॉइलची रेजिस्टिव्हिटी पॉवर इज इक्वल टू द वॉटर प्रेशर असणार आहे. ओके, तुम्ही क्विक सँड कंडिशन हे जे पार्ट आहे, क्विक सँड कंडिशन मध्ये तुम्ही थर्ड इयरला जो टेक्निकल इंजिनिअरिंग मध्ये ऑलरेडी वी हॅव लर्न अबाउट द क्विक सँड कंडिशन. So what is this quicksand condition? There is the same parameter over there. Okay, if one tank is over there, in the other side there is a soil filled tank is over there, and whatever the tank of water, from that tank there is a one pipe is provided continuously flowing the water. But at the starting stage, what will be happen, if that soil having some strength, some soil having some bearing capacity, up to this it will be resist to the water pressure. But beyond that, if this water pressure is goes on increases, what will be happen, at a certain time that whole soil will be gets collapsed into the water. Means that soil ची जी काय bearing capacity असेल, जी काय soil ची strength असेल, shear strength, that all shear strength will be getting to be towards the zero, and that's why that soil is flowing into the water. Same condition is here for the soil liquefaction. स्टार्टिंगला काय असणार आहे, at a smaller depth वरती जर आपलं water available असेल, and if there is a earthquake is occur, because of this earthquake there is the soil which having the strength, it will be getting to be reduces, and then water pressure is increases, and whenever the reverse condition is occur, automatically that water pressure is again goes on increases, and soil strength is goes on reducing, and the water pressure, water plus soil, they will collect, that collected they will become on the top of the surface of the earth, and that is nothing but a soil liquefaction. Okay, I hope all of you understand about this. So I am requesting all to write down this point as a soil liquefaction. That is the last point from our unit number 1. Okay, so write down the soil liquefaction. Soil liquefaction. Write down soil liquefaction. Soil liquefaction. A phenomenon whereby a saturated or partially saturated soil substantially loses strength and stiffness in response to an applied stress, comma, usually earthquake shaking or other sudden change in stress condition, or other sudden change in stress condition or other sudden change in stress condition, comma, causing it to behave like a liquid is called a soil liquefaction. Is called a soil liquefaction. Below this, write down. Soil liquefaction is the process. Soil liquefaction is the process that leads to a soil suddenly losing strength, comma, most commonly as a result of ground shaking during a large earthquake. During a large earthquake. Okay, liquefaction of soil. Okay, in this slide we'll see what is the shear strength of soil. So already you know about the shear strength of soil, that is tau is equal to C plus sigma n into tan phi, where phi is the angle, shear strength angle, where sigma is the stress, C is the cohesion of that soil. So tau is equal to C plus sigma tan phi. Okay, it is C is for the different types of the soil, where cohesionless soil, again cohesive soil, that different types of the soil, that parameter will be coming towards over there. Okay, so whenever this water table is present in the earth crust, and on the top at a depth water table will be present over there, at that time that condition tau is equal to C plus sigma n into tan phi, that is the condition will be correct at that time. But beyond that, if there is a water pressure is goes on increases and soil pressure is soil bearing capacity is going to be reduces, at that time there is a condition will be going to be changed, and which will be produces because of the vibrations only, because of the excessive vibrations, and because of these excessive vibrations, that effective stress, then soil loses its strength, and the water which will become on the top of the surface of earth in terms of the mud. Okay, so that is the very short concept about the liquefaction of soil. Okay, saturated sand, when subjected to ground vibration, it tends to compact and decrease in volume. If drainage is unable to occur, the tendency to increase in volume results in an increase in pore water pressure, and when this becomes equal to overburden pressure, effective stress becomes equal to zero, and sand loses its strength completely, and it develops the liquefied state. Means whatever the solid state of that soil going to be changed in terms of liquid, it will be come into the liquefied state, and in terms of mud, and because of excessive vibration, it will come on the top of the surface of earth. So that is the liquefaction concept. Okay, liquefactions occurs in the saturated soils and the subsaturated soils. Saturated soils are the soils in which the space between individual particles is completely filled with water. Okay. The water exerts a pressure on the soil particles, and the water pressure is, however, relatively low before the occurrence of an earthquake. So already you know, in the liquefaction, because of this earthquake, there is a soil bearing capacity going to be reduced, soil strength is going to be reduced, and at last it will be flow in the water only. It will flow in terms of the liquid only. Now we'll see the process of this liquefaction. In order to identify liquefaction, it is required to recognize the conditions that exist in a soil deposit before an earthquake. Soil is basically an assemblage of many soil particles which stay in connected with many neighboring soils. The contact forces produced by the weight of the overlying particles holds individual soil particles in its place and provide the strain. Means the layer which is above the water table and layer which is below the water table, they will resist to the water pressure. That's why they are at their position. But excessive forces are coming over there, then automatically that soil pressure is going to be, that soil bearing capacity, soil strength is going to be reduces, and it will affect into the soil liquefaction in the earthquake. Okay. Increasing the in situ density, how to increase the density of that soil. So there should be in situ deep compaction we have to make, compression we have to make, pore water pressure relief, whatever the pore of water pressure is there, that we have to release, injection and the grouting. If water table is available, so both the water and below the water, we have to make some injections, injecting material like a concrete material. We have to make the grouting over there. Okay, admixture stabilization, we have to make the admixture stabilization for for reducing such a soil liquefaction on the earth crust and the soil reinforcement. Okay, while constructing, or the we have we know that at a smaller depth water table is available, then we have to go for such a types of the methods to reduce the soil liquefaction concept. First one is the deep compaction. We have to make the deep compaction. So such a soil liquefaction type of the factor will be going to be reduces. Compression, again water pressure relief, means whatever the water pressure relief is there, that we have to reduce from the earth crust. Injecting and grouting means we have to use some cement concrete material. So injecting and the grouting we have to make. Admixture stabilization and the soil reinforcement. By this we can make the soil as a reinforced material with the admixtures in the stabilization. So automatically we can go for this reducing such a soil liquefactions method. Okay, so that is the part about the soil liquefaction. What is soil liquefaction? How to control the soil liquefaction with respect to different parameters. Okay, now it is clearly be concluded that ill effects caused by liquefaction have devastating damages to the structures and built on liquefied soils. Hence, the various methods in which the severity of damages as a result of liquefaction can be reduced. Okay, where we have to construct any type of the structures, there we have to maintain, there we have to take care about the soil liquefaction conditions, because if water table is available at smaller depth and if excessive vibrations are come, then automatically such a liquefaction type of the factors will be occur. And before this liquefaction, before the starting of any construction, we have to take care to reduce, how to reduce the liquefaction by the grouting, by the soil stabilization, by the soil reinforcement. That all parameters we have to take into account before the construction of any site, so we can reduce the liquefaction. Okay, and the behavior of soils under the influence of loading forces and soil water interaction. This is the about the soil liquefaction that we have to reduce by using the different methods of stabilization, again admixturing, again we have to reduce the soil liquefaction by the compression, by the fully compaction, by the reinforcement of the steel material. So in this way, this part about the soil liquefaction is completed over here. So whatever the remaining part, whatever the points related to unit number 2, that we start in the next lecture. Okay, so whatever the minutes are remaining from our today's lecture are 15 minutes. So we'll take 15 minutes revision about this unit number 1. Okay, so within 1 minute our meeting will be over. So I request all of you to join for the same lecture within 5 minutes. So thank you all. Now I will stop here my screen sharing as well as the recording.